Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. So, I want to continue a little bit of our thought from yesterday, but on a different path and take it a bit further. Yesterday, I told you between the difference of Joseph and Pharaoh. When Pharaoh has a dream, what happens? He gets up and he goes back to sleep. When Joseph has a dream, he speaks about the dream, he tells people, and he tries to bring it into reality. Now, as I mentioned, the second half of Genesis is full of dreams. But the second dream we read about in this week's portion is the dream of the butler and the baker. So Joseph is thrown into prison. He's accused of raping his boss's wife, when in the truth is not only didn't he rape her, but she seduced him and she tried to get him to have an affair, which Joseph refused. He's thrown into prison. And finally his hope comes. There's two people in prison, a butler and a baker, which we'll speak about tomorrow, but on a different wavelength. And the butler and the baker have dreams, and they come to Joseph. Joseph sees them, and he says, "What's going on?" He looks sad, and he tells them the dreams. They tell him the dreams, and Joseph interprets it. So first comes the butler. The butler says, "In my dream, I see three tendrils, and on them were these clusters of grapes, and the grapes were blossoming. And in my dream, I take the clusters, and I take the grapes, and I squeeze them into the glass of Pharaoh." And Joseph says, "Oh, you know what that means? In 3 days, it's going to be Pharaoh's birthday, and he's going to take you out of prison and bring you back, and you're going to become the butler again." Great. So the baker says, "That's great. Now, what am I going to get?" Probably something similar. He says, "You know, I also had a dream. And in my dream, there was 3 wicker baskets on my head, and the top wicker basket had bread in it, and the birds were eating from the breads." And Joseph says, "Oh, that means in 3 days, Pharaoh's going to take you and going to hang you on the gallows, and you're going to die, and the birds will eat from your head." And the obvious question is, what's going on here? Joseph hears 2 dreams that are very similar, yet his interpretations are widely different. In one interpretation, he says the guy's going to get his job back, and he's going to be so powerful again. And in the other one, the guy's going to die and hang from a tree. In fact, in one of them, he takes the dream literally, that you squeezing the wine of the Pharaoh means you're getting your job back. And the other one, the birds are eating the bread, but he doesn't take that literally. He takes it symbolically as the birds eating the head of the person. Why? What's the message here? There's got to be a message. And the Dubna Maggid was a famous Maggid who had beautiful stories and examples. And he gave this fascinating example. He said there was this artist. And this artist painted the most exquisite paintings, which the king loved. And one time he gave the king a gift, a painting that was unreal. It was a picture of a man standing in the middle of the street, outdoors, in the middle of the woods, with a basket of fruit or food on his head. And it was so real and it was so exquisite that the birds, real birds, would actually come down to this portrait, come down to this picture and try to eat from the head, from the basket. And the king was blown away. He paid him handsomely. And then he offered a reward to anyone who is able to, any person who is able to find a fault with this picture, any money. And they try 1, they try 2, no one, everyone comes, they're looking to find the fault, what's wrong with the picture, but there's nothing wrong. And finally one older guy comes and he says, "I found a fault." He says, "What's the fault?" "You know what the fault is?" He says, "If this picture was so real, then the birds would never be swooping down to eat from the basket. Because if a bird knows that someone's alive and someone is moving, they would never dare come to eat from the basket. So either the painting is not real and that's why the birds are swooping down, or there's something wrong with something in the picture." And the Dubna Maggid said that was the key difference to Joseph. In the first dream, the butler is active. The butler is pouring the wine for Pharaoh. He's squeezing the grapes. He's doing something. In the second dream, the baker is passive. He's not doing anything. He's just standing there. The birds are eating. Everything is happening around him, but he's not part of the action. So when Joseph saw that key difference in one dream, the butler is doing things. And in the second dream, the baker is passive. That's why he understood that in the second dream, the baker is going to be passive. He won't be alive. One alive. One is death and one is life. What's the message? The message is such a profound message, and it connects to what I said yesterday. In life, We all have things that imprison us and hold us down and lock us away from who we are and what we want to do. The difference is only one. Are we passive or are we active? Do we try to change the circumstances? Do we try to squeeze the grapes, or do we just watch as things around us happen? They say there's three types of people. There's those that make things happen, those that watch things happen, and those that you have to tell something happened to. The difference of life and death is, are you active or are you passive? Are you making a difference or not? The Rebbe Rashab, fifth Chabad Rebbe, says that one action is better than 1,000 sighs. You could sigh, you could krech, so I feel so bad for that guy. My heart goes out for him. But what have you done? Doesn't help. If you don't feel so bad, but you do one action, you've changed a man's life or the woman's life. And that's the message that Joseph understood. And that's how Joseph led his life. Joseph wasn't passive. Joseph was active. Throughout all his struggles, he never ceased to be active, to be the man who tried to change the reality. Someone once came to the Rebbe, and the Rebbe wanted him to speak about something that was going on, a crisis. And the Rebbe wanted him to speak about it. And he didn't want to. And he said to the Rebbe, you know what it says in the Talmud? That if you get 1 coin for speaking, you get 2 for being quiet, the value of being quiet. So he says, Rabbi, I don't want to talk. And the Rebbe smirked at him, and the Rebbe says, yeah, but when you're quiet, you get 1 coin once. But when you speak, each time you speak, you get 2 coins once. But when you speak, each time you speak, you get 1 coin, which accumulates more. What's the message? The message is that we have to be active and not passive in life. You look around you, you see crises, you see people, pieces moving, people hurt, people needing help. You have to be passive, because we have to be like the butler, not like the baker. We have to choose life, not death. And that's the powerful message that Joseph sends us. And as we get ready for Hanukkah, and today they just announced that they're approving the vaccine already, and things are going to change, let's remain active. Let's not be passive. Even if we're locked in our homes, even if we're under lockdowns, even if we can't go out to show, we could remain active in making a difference, in lighting up this world and bringing warmth and joy to people around us. Happy pre-Hanukkah, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. God bless you. Have a good day.